share how what we do to ensure that it's not just words but action as well. So we look at it from all aspects, both technology, and legal, and processes, and principles and communications in different stakeholders, whether internal or external. So from a legal perspective, we are very clear with our stakeholders about what we will do and what we will not do. Right? I think that transparency is very important. On the technical side, right from ensuring that we have the right ISO certifications, to getting external expertise to audit us, to GDPR readiness, to having the right expertise who will guide us on the proposed India Privacy Act, and to ensure that we are going to be compliant on that, to having companies who do ethical hacking, who sort of ensure that the systems are sort of to the extent most foolproof. We do all of that, right? In addition, we have things. I'll give you a simple example, which will give a glimpse of to the extent we've gone into, right? Let's say a particular community has two admins, Gurudev and me. And Gurudev has access to some reports of that society. And if Gurudev downloads a report, let's say visitor report or some report, not only obviously the two-factor authentication, all that has to be done, but also all other admins in the society will get to know why Gurudev has downloaded it. Gurudev has to put the very specific reason of why a large report or a small report was being downloaded, and others will get to know about it, right? So this is just one example. There are so many such examples we have instituted at different steps to ensure that no single individual one has access to all parts of the data, and second, no single individual in isolation without other parties knowing about it take any action. So absolutely critical for us that we stay true on data privacy, because that's one trust factor that people have on us, and that's why and we're going to keep that forever for the rest of the MyGate life.
Yeah, I've seen the conversations where you prioritize this trust and privacy more than anything else, right? So I've seen those. I've been a part of those discussions. The second thing is also, as a marketer, I'm very excited because I know that the future of marketing, I think, communities or places where people are living will become the hubs for reaching these consumers in the most effective, intimate way, right? And with MyGate connecting so many communities, I'm sure marketers are also looking at you with a certain sense of excitement of how can I tap onto, MyGate, and how can I reach out to these consumers. So what are some of the things that you can offer to marketers like that to help them reach to the consumers?
First, I'll say that while we are doing our bit, anybody who's listening it and who is a marketer or a brand manager should definitely help us in that as well. So yes, we do realize the potential, and I've already mentioned about that in about half an hour back. What are we doing about it? So one is that we have already launched something what we call the MyGate Exclusive, where brands and products can reach out to their target segment through a unique offering that we would like them to offer to the MyGate residents. We have built the entire transaction platform, so it's not just about awareness. So one can choose awareness as an option. Second, they can choose the interaction of the buying experience can be done on MyGate with a complete seller dashboard for our partners. So already, more than 60-70 brands have already tied up with us, and we are speaking to many every week. Third, we are building a platform of where we will be, where we can do both online activity for a brand in the community and also offline activity as well. So those experiments have already started. And right from brands who are D2C brands, large brands introducing challenger products, or sampling of products. So there are several ideas that are possible. And early days for us, but we are building a tech platform in the muscle format.
Awesome. And Abhishek, also I've seen you to be kind of active on LinkedIn, and some of the posts are very, very interesting to read, and of course they also see that kind of engagement. Do you think as a founder, it is important for you to relay what you're thinking on social media channels or relevant social media channels?
I don't think I'm very active. I do have some role models that I follow on LinkedIn very closely, and I think I'm less than half active as some of those guys. Still a lot that I can do, and that's the first part. Second, whether it's by the way, I'm not active in other social media. I think I've just naturally been found LinkedIn to be my place to share thoughts. I think it's not. I don't know if it is about social media as much as it's about you communicating your thoughts. Right? I feel it is important that you communicate what your strong beliefs are. Right. So my communications typically are. It's not like some deep gyan. I think I just do more free flow writing and what is on top of my mind and things that I strongly sort of believe in. And that's about it, right? So yeah, I don't know the answer. I think everybody has to find their place of what makes them comfortable, but communicating is absolutely important, right?
Absolutely. And it's interesting to see founders give that kind of behind the scenes pictures and sometimes talking about other things like parenthood and equality and stuff like that. And it's a very uncensored, direct to the consumers, and there's certain warmth and quality of endearingness to it. The other question I want to ask is because you guys have gone on to this overdrive with all the new features, scaling, and especially during the COVID period. How are you balancing your health, your personal life, your stress? Are there any kind of habits that you've inculcated? How are you keeping that balance?
You're asking it wrong guy. No, I have on the personal side. I have a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old. So they definitely keep me and other family members quite busy. And but my kid obviously is the first baby before them.
True.
So but it is important. You do feel. No, I think it keeps you going because you're so passionate about it. That's first. Health absolutely is important, and for my personal sort of health, my downtime comes from my kids and maybe an hour that I steal for myself, either in the morning or in the evening for an hour of walk or some exercise. But I can do a lot more there. Second, I am very not purposely, but in general, I am very cautious. Not cautious, not the right word, but I'm very simple on eating side. So, I think I probably eat 3/4 of what I should eat. So my every meal is less than what it should be. So I think that has helped in hindsight, I guess.
Yeah. And always keeps you hungry for more, I guess. I think that's a good way to go. Now, if anyone has questions, they can post it. One question, I think it's from 969 Capital, is they want to know about expansion to other countries. Are you looking at, like we were also talking about it before we start this conversation, that, are you looking at going to other countries as well?
So look, we believe it's a universal problem. I think security is a universal problem. It comes in different shapes and forms. Like, for example, a good contrast here, right? Let's take US and India, right? So US is solved at an individual level. You have independent houses, you have solutions for like ADT, you have, the Ring, or you can put a voice camera, or you put the alarm systems in the house, whatever, right? We believe it's a community problem when it comes to the context of gated communities, large or small. So to think it differently, we do have aspirations, and we know that the solutions that we are building will be applied in the international context. Whether we do it this year, later this year, or next year is still sort of open for us.
There's another question from someone from Misho. Tarun has asked this question that, since MyGate has access to such unique data of all people entering and leaving a society, do you see large construction firms or consulting companies being the prospective customers of you to realize the footfalls in certain areas and using that information?
ये सोचा honestly सोचा नहीं था, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Look, I think we feel that there's so many things we are ourselves figuring out and trying to prioritize. I'll give you maybe just extending that question. Can we go into the commercial side, right? So a startup with 2 floors, a small company with 2 floors, or a SME, or a factory, or a manufacturing unit, or IT park, or a large IT park with multi-tenants. All that are possibilities with MyGate. Now, it's just making choices of where you want to be super successful and dominate first before you start to sort of spread yourself thin in doing too many things. So do you have the resources to do all of it? I think that is really the question for us, rather than what can we do, right? So I think we struggle with prioritization. Then, यार क्या करना है? क्या करना बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. It is just saying no to things and doing it at the right time is what we continuously ask ourselves and make choices.
And the last question from my side, Abhijit, is that you are you're managing so many communities, and you're looking at how people are behaving, and communities are homes are going to become extremely important for us because the work and personal trends are merging and all. What are some of the key trends that you see will impact the community living? What are some of the, with this pandemic happening and the importance of homes in our life, rising, what are some of the other trends that you see as far as community living are concerned?
So, I touch upon first commerce because that's an area we are spending quite a bit of time as a new initiative unfolds for us in the commerce side, so I'll touch upon that. So, we feel that next 10 years, this influx of product and services company coming to our doorstep will grow multifold, because, and I've seen, I may not be the right sort of data point, but I have seen myself evolve quite a bit in the last few years. We are going from zero e-commerce to just multifold already, and I think it will be again more and more adoption of different kinds. So and there are so many companies already doing it, right? From your milk at their doorstep to Nariyal Pani at the doorstep to obviously Amazon and Flipkart and then services. So that will just explode in the next 10 years, which means that we are really looking to capitalize on that, right? Which is bringing the external world into the doorstep is where we think we'll have a huge play, right? Second, what we feel is we'll start, which is probably we do this today because we don't have any better option, which is the social signaling. And I'll give you an example. The social signaling in buying is missing, in my view, right? Not just my view, I think it's formed over some time, discussions with others, heard others as well. But we believe social signaling is missing. Today, if Gurudev is my next door neighbor, I will still value his opinion more than hundreds of thousands of reviews or rating of a product in e-commerce platform. So if Guru says this product is good, while 1,000 other guys in an e-commerce platform that I don't know tell something else, I will still believe good. I think that will start to play a bigger role in the commerce. And these are the two phenomena where we see community will become a larger impact in buying behavior. So yeah, I think that's top of my mind there.
Yeah, one more phenomena, or what I've realized during this pandemic is the importance of having friends in the place where you live, for the evening walks, for the get-togethers, and more importantly, what this pandemic will do is get people out of their comfort zones to live really as a part of community and make friends there. And I think that's also one of the places where MyGate can add a lot of value.
As you spoke, the other thing along with that, we have also realized that our dependence on domestic or the helps that are at home is probably much bigger than we ever realized before the pandemic, right? And unfortunately, that group of people still is, I would say, marginalized in a way, right? They're still not part of the growing ecosystem of digital or financial system. So we do think that at some point, MyGate can be a game, sort of, truly a gateway of better living for that population.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you so much for your time. 1 hour of yours on Saturday noon. I know you always press for time, but thank you so much.
No,
very useful session for me. I have made a lot of notes, and I'm going to also rewatch this and kind of make my video clips and share them. Thank you so much, and thank you so much again for everyone.
Thank you, Guru, for having me. Hope, like I said, right, was jo hua wo bataya, and whatever we learned, and thank you for those who have joined to listen to us live. Hopefully, you guys had it was enjoyable for all of you guys. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Guru, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks, everyone. Bye.